I think one thing that has proven to be true is that no two songs are written following the same process. Like, we don't have a formula we can follow.
We do co-write everything. Like, nothing that we do, one of us has written. Like, both of us have contributed to everything, which is sometimes great and sometimes very difficult.
Yeah, and we have our areas of strength, where we'll tend to each make our biggest contribution to a song, and then we'll sort of meet. I guess in terms of the hardest and maybe most natural or quickest songs to write, I think the one that Kaylin mentioned earlier, when we attempted to write a bop, is probably, well, I mean, I don't know if, it maybe wasn't hard in the sense that it took a long time, right? You know, there's songs that you start and you never quite figure out, and it's years until maybe they click, and you know, you find the missing piece, and then you want to perform them, or maybe that never happens, right? And we have little tidbits, you know, everywhere of songs that, or of beginnings of songs. But in that case, it was the challenge with that one, and it was a song called "How I'll Remember You" on our last record. It just never quite clicked.
We went through also several versions of that song.
Yeah.
Like, that's one where it didn't feel in the first place like it took a long time to write or was difficult, but then we rewrote it and rewrote it and rewrote it, which was a different...
Yeah, and we got into the studio and tried to record it the way we thought we wanted to record it, and like could probably dig up recordings of that, and just everybody agreed that, nope, like it's just not working. And so that one was really interesting because in the moment, in the studio, I picked up a different guitar with a different tone, and sort of at the suggestion of our producer, an amazing musician and human by the name of Ben Plotnick, I just tried like a slower guitar part. We brought it right down, and then it sort of it worked like sort of immediately, and we just like recorded it then and there without too much thought. And so that it's a cool example of like how a particular song can be challenging for so long, you know, up until the very last minute, and then like suddenly click, and you're not really in control of. I feel like we're not in control of when and how that happens.
I think Weeds is probably one of the easiest in terms of processes that went really quickly. Like, that one, I had written, I think, a bunch of the lyrics, if not all the lyrics. We're very deadline-oriented people, and we ended up writing this for a performance, so it was like the day before, we're still working on it. And I had the whole lyric set. I had the vibe of the guitar part that I wanted. We'd had the chords. We were working on the melody and the harmony parts, but it all came together. Like, that one came together super quickly. Tree Song came together very quickly.
Yeah,
I had wrote the lyric set first for that one, but it was to a totally different melody in my head. Handed it off to Spencer while I went to work on something else, and came back and he'd finished the whole thing. And normally that doesn't happen that quickly. Normally it's like a bunch of work together and several iterations.
Yeah.
And
that one, I remember it was a spring day, sort of like today. And it would have been probably around March when we were writing, and just sitting in our little front office in the afternoon, and had like the sun beaming in. And it was like, you know, like 20 minutes or whatever. And it just like, but that happens so rarely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah.
we've definitely had songs too where like the difficult part has been trying to figure out our way in. And we have one song that we've written as like a candidate for the EP. And that's it's called Minneapolis, and it's about everything that's going on, like been going on in the States. And it's been very difficult to work on like both vibe and just to get the tone right, because things like that you want to take your time with.
Yeah, and I think it's an example of a song that's sort of pushing us in a new direction, where it feels to me more like almost like sort of the original folk music, you know, like protest music. It's more direct in its messaging. And that's something like we don't really do very much of. Like, we often have that sort of stuff, but it's a few layers deep. So, yeah, I think that one's challenging in the respect that it's, sort of breaking new ground for us, I think, and we're feeling our way through that.